SOS, important advice about summer reading. Did you know comics might be the answer to keeping the kids engaged? Yeah, comics. Good to know because according to the National Summer Learning Association, kids can lose 2 to 3 months of reading skills during these summer months. To talk about this, Dr. Craig Usher, the Associate Professor of Psychiatry at Dornbecker Children's Hospital. Welcome to you, Doctor.
Thanks so much for having me on the show.
Nelson and I were both intrigued by this. Comics, graphic novels, how does it work in terms of engaging the kids?
You're my kind of doctor. Here, you need comics.
You know, I do have a nice shelf of comics in my office, and I'm often sharing them with, you know, the kids that I'm privileged to work with, and we do comics exchanges. I love comics so much. Comics are great because they engage readers that might be reluctant to tackle a whole chapter book, but could simply look at the pictures and then kind of get excited. We've got 4 weeks until school begins, and so I do have just a few tips. Comics is sort of the tip of the iceberg, but deeper, I think reading overall, these 4 weeks before school begins, can be key to transitioning. First, it can be key to transitioning kids back to school because comics and general reading, the 1 to 2 hour stretch before bed instead of watching that late night movie, maybe helps get your mind ready for falling asleep. That's going to get you ready for the school year. Another thing that I really suggest, if you're going to take a long car ride, listen to books on tape. We've got the Eclipse-pocalypse coming up, right? We're going to be stuck on the roads in a couple of weeks here.
You're going to need more than a few comics.
Exactly.
You're going to need a flashlight for a while, too.
And then, you know, there's a bunch of great summer blockbuster movies. We've got the new Spider-Man film, Spider-Man Homecoming, Wonder Woman, a great Guardians of the Galaxy movie. And so for some kids, especially for younger kids who you want to take them along, maybe the older kids want their siblings to come, but they might be a little bit scared, you could read about the characters. Yeah. And you can know ahead of time maybe what you're going to watch, learn about the characters. And that's a great way to make reading part of your summer film going too.
And I love one of the things you said, that the kids reading the comics, even the graphic novels, it can build empathy in these kids and help them get in touch with things that they might not have on their own.
Absolutely, absolutely. There's a growing body of graphic literature that really looks at thoughts and feelings, and not just the humor that we grew up with, you know, the Calvin and Hobbes, things like that, but there's a number of graphic novels out there that are just great for learning about some of those emotions that you're going to be facing, some of those stresses that you're going to face as the school year begins. And the great thing about comics is it details not only in a thought bubble what you're thinking, your expression, that it might betray your inner feelings. And then finally you see those sweat beads coming off somebody's face, or you see steam coming out of the ears, and you really get to learn a lot about those emotions, those gut level feelings.
Craig, do I get the feeling you grew up reading comics?
I love comics. Yeah, I've been doing it.
You look like you could be like an evil doctor superhero. Look at his glasses. I mean, maybe not evil.
Hey,
let's go out in the parking lot.
I have to share with viewers a cute moment that happened when Craig sat down. He looked at Nelson and he goes, "I used to listen to you on Z100 when I was a kid."
It's true. It's true.
Hey, sure, young fella. Hold on, I'll give you a cough drop. Come sit in my lap.
Oh, you're really taking me back.
Thanks so much for coming in, Dr. Usher. Really appreciate it. Hey,